Let's check out the Divine Beast Dancing Lion theme. I have not played or seen anything, but I do know what the Divine Beast looks like. I'm very intrigued by this. This is composed by Shoei Miyazawa. Here we go. Nice stuff. So what's really interesting about this is that as it starts, it's actually, so first of all, the mixture of the Eastern aesthetic with the Western soundscape of the tenacity and the brutality that we hear in Elden Ring. So much like in the original Elden Ring, a lot of this constant rhythmic pattern, that continues here. But what I really find interesting is the upper flutes. This actually feels more like a celebration rather than like, yes, I mean, it's a vicious battle. I've seen what the thing looks like. It's terrifying, right? There's a real sense of celebration. And even though the battle is ferocious and there is a lot of anger and malevolence and rage being thrust at the player, also hear a lot of upward and downward movement, which I think symbolizes this sort of idea of like wearing this mask of this lion, the divine beast dancing lion. So there's a lot of this sense of movement in here, which is really cool. Let me just rewind here for a second. There's a couple things worth pointing out. So first of all, when we start, there's a lot of dotted rhythms in here. I think that's where we get the tension in here, especially. And now, obviously, we also have lower register male singing, which is really powerful. We hear this quite a bit in Elden Ring in general. But what we're getting is that really gives a sense of like bounding, right? Then there's a couple other things that are really cool. This flame boom, that's really interesting to me because that really is like the almost like a like the holiness of it, the divine beast, it almost that twinkling. I think it does sort of connect me with an Eastern soundscape, especially. Yeah, so this is really interesting. The cello and the violin really take the front and center there, and there's an elegance in it. Again, it's still that sort of that's still that rhythmic pattern, but now we have the cello and the violin front and center, and they thrust themselves forward. That's such a nice little rhythmic gesture. Listen to this. Right here. It really does feel like a celebratory, I mean a messed up celebration, but a celebratory. So what are the males doing down there? dee da. That's it. They're just repeating this pattern, but because of where it is in the lower register, dee da do, dee da dee da, it's still really sharp rhythm. It really is an intense, combined with the upper register. So you actually have like, even though it's a sort of tight rhythm, da da da, with the twinkling over top mixed with that, you do have this jaggedness mixed in with a little bit of accent, which is really satisfying to listen to. And then here, this constant pulsation, that's really brutal. You never like you can't breathe. It's like bearing its weight on you. You know what I mean? Listen to the torrent, the torrential sort of downpour. That's very intense. And then we pull the orchestra out. There's the violin. But that's such a satisfying sound quality. It really does feel like bobbing up and down, but with like a ferocity, like, you know what I mean? Like it really is, it's almost all consuming. There's a little bit of organ in the background too, which is really interesting. Here's phase 2. Yeah, nice chanting. You know, this is actually a really melodic track, which is actually kind of surprising, but it really does. You know what I'm picturing? And now I haven't seen like the actual arena. I just saw like what this divine beast looks like from the trailers and stuff, but it feels like a gladiator ring, like we're forced to fight. And it's kind of like, well, you have no choice. So you're like thrust into this like arena of sorts and you don't have a choice. And so this divine beast is very, very confident. And there's like almost like they are the inherent victor, or like this divine beast dancing lion has beaten other people before. And so we're forced to have a face-to-face conflict. So it's not that the music is necessarily confident, even though it is. The real like it just feels like, yeah, we're celebrating this divine moment. The divine beast dancing lion is here. So even though it's ferocious, and very, very oppressive, it doesn't have the sound quality of like rage or vengeance or terror or like brokenness that we often hear in this kind of music with from Soft. There's a real sense of like, it's like, I don't know, it's like a chest bumping almost. Especially the male chanting now. Wow, whoo, you know? Sopranos in the background. Nice unison movement here with the Nice stacking. Wow. There's a lot of unison movement in there, which is really satisfying to listen to. And also, I like that we're using all the voices. There's a one moment there was a soprano soloist in there. Then there's another moment where we really, like you just feel this sense of like almost joy, if that makes sense. There's a quality in this that is very heroic, but not heroic for us as the player, but heroic for the divine beast. There's an almost an angry elegance, if you will, right? Like there's a sense of like, yes, I am here, the divine beast dancing lion. Like it really does feel like it really leans in this sort of dancing pattern. There's a lot of really interesting moments in here, especially in the back half. Obviously the strings in the second phase give us a little bit of a sense of intensity, in a sense that that it's different. The stakes are different in part 2, but especially right near the end here. Stacking. I love the male dominance. That's where it's really like, primal energy there, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the first piece I've listened to from Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, and it's cool. It sounds a lot like the stuff from the original Elden Ring, and I do like the unison movement and stuff. That didn't necessarily blow me away, but it's really, really satisfying to listen to, and it does have a quality in there of like optimistic vengeance, if that makes sense. It's really interesting. I'm really curious to hear more. If you like this sort of stuff, check out more on the channel. There's a lot of FromSoft on the channel. Feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.